So, there is men. Okay, a lot of times men have been so physically, mentally traumatized by women that they can't even look at a woman. They can't be near a woman. They can't smell a woman. They can't look at a person who wears a wig. A man who wears a wig and lipstick would be triggering. Like, you know how they say, oh, trigger warning, trigger, people get triggers? A man who wears a lipstick and wig would be triggering to any real gay person, gay man. Women like have become so abusive in society to men. And I'm talking, there are cases of actual straight men that were attracted only to women, but for years, because they were at the end of an abusive relationship, the women drove them crazy, like made them so angry and upset and made their lives miserable that there's actual straight men who went to men because of how bad the women treated the men. These are straight men. These are straight relationships where the men are complaining she spent all his money. She got him arrested. She falsely accused him. And keep in mind, we're talking now about straight relationships between men and women. And these straight men have gone gay because they have complaints such as she spent all his money. She put him in the hospital. She attacked him. And then when he defended himself, she called the police, had him arrested. She told gossip about him and rumors. She cheated on him and deceived him. These are stories of straight men who went gay. And then there are also men. It's as if maybe there is such a thing as a soul or something. Because there are also men that just will not date a woman at all, and especially they will not date a man who dresses like a woman because they're not attracted to lipstick. They're not attracted to hair. They're not attracted to fake boob. Like, they're not attracted to that. So this whole relationship between the French president, this is, maybe you could classify it as a transgender relationship, but this is not a gay relationship. Not at all. Because the definition of homosexual is two men. Man and man. Men. Not men and then men that dresses like woman. If you read the definition of a homosexual, a man who's attracted to a man, not a man who's attracted to a man that dresses like woman. Because if that were the case, then you could describe all of these American marriages as homosexual marriages. Because what if these men that are married to all these women in America, half of them could be dudes? I mean, you American men, I'm from Canada, but you Americans, you need to get your wives tested. I'm serious. Your wives could be dudes. This is a wake-up call. Candace Owens did a wake-up call for American men. American men could be dating a dude and not even realize it. Does that mean that the American men were gay? No, they were attracted to female qualities. They were attracted to the long hair. They were attracted to the lipstick. They were attracted to the fake boobs. These are straight men who have been unknowingly been dating men. They've been tricked. These were straight men who were tricked. Now, maybe in this case with the French president, maybe he didn't even know, actually. Hold on a sec. Wait a minute. We can't just assume that the French president knew his wife was a dude. It's very possible he didn't know. We don't know for sure. Because if she did really become transgender, maybe this guy, this straight guy, really thought his female teacher was a female. So that's what I'm saying. It's like these are straight guys who are being tricked. They are not homosexual men. The only straight guys that go homosexual are the ones that are tired of women stealing their money, falsely accusing them, hitting them, of domestic violence. Those are reasons why straight men go gay. But if a straight man is dating someone because they're attracted to the hair, the long hair, the lipstick, the fake boobs, then he's attracted to a woman. He's attracted to all the qualities of a woman. He's attracted to a woman. He is not attracted to a man. Any straight guy who dates a transgender is attracted to a woman. He is physically attracted to a woman. He is not attracted to a man. He is attracted to the long hair. He's attracted to the lipstick. He's attracted to the fake fingernails. He's attracted to the eyelashes. He's attracted to all the things that even the women's clothes. He is attracted to all things women. That is not gay. Because gay, the definition of homosexual, literally the definition is man who's attracted to man. Man attracted to man, not man who's attracted to a woman. And if a straight guy is dating a transgender and he's attracted to the long hair, he's attracted to the lipstick, he's attracted to the fake boobs, then he's attracted to a woman. Then these are straight guys who are being tricked, or whether they know. I mean, they might not always even know that it's transgender. That's what I'm saying. There could be all of these American couples, and all of these American men could be actually dating transgender dudes and not even realize it. So, American men, you got to get your wives tested. If any man is attracted to long hair, fingernails, cleavage, women's cleavage, if any man is attracted to those things, then he's straight. Whether it's a woman or whether it's a man dressed up as a woman, I'm not saying that it's not a man. What I'm saying is that the man who's attracted to the transgender is attracted to, they're being tricked. They're straight men who are being tricked. I'm talking about, hold on, I'm talking about the men who are deceived. I'm talking about the straight men who think they're dating a woman and actually it's a guy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a guy, a weirdo who likes another guy to put in a wig. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I am talking about straight men who are deceived. They think they're dating a woman. They're attracted to women. They think they're dating a real woman, and it's actually a guy. Those are straight men. They are not attracted to men. They literally entered the relationship thinking it was a woman, attracted to a woman. That is not a homosexual relationship. So let's take for a second and question and say, hey, this French president, especially if he didn't even know she was a man, then he's straight. Because he thought he was, he thought he was with a woman. My point is that, all of these American men, there's so many of them that could possibly be dating dudes, men, and not even know that their wife's a dude. It's very possible. So, clearly, if the French president's wife man thingy fooled everyone else, Americans, you could be fooled by your own wives. You should get your wives tested. So, obviously, there are women, biological women, that for some reason cannot have kids. Just if your wife, it is a red flag that they could be a dude, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a dude. There are many women, biological women, that for some reason cannot have kids. So if she's not able to reproduce, that could mean either one of two things. It could mean it's just unfortunately a woman who's not able to reproduce. It happens with biological women too. Or it could be a dude. And so men, straight men, you need to go through a checklist and you need to start marking off the boxes, because if your wife meets 5 or 6 of these red flags, it's probably a dude. So the first red flag is that they're not able to reproduce, because obviously men cannot reproduce. And no real gay man, homosexual, thinks that men can reproduce. In fact, one of Candace Owens' groupies, one of Candace Owens' fans came into my live stream the other day and says, oh, she probably assumes that I think men can masturbate. No, menstruate. No, gay men don't want to menstruate. What do you guys not understand? Men attracted to men. Homosexual relationship is a man attracted to a man. We don't want menstruation. We don't want any of that. We don't want cramps. We don't want periods. That's the whole point of being homosexual. We don't want anything that comes with a woman. We don't want the periods. We don't want the menstruation. We don't want any of that. So I don't know what these people are coming in and saying, oh, gay men want to menstruate. No, we don't. Gay men don't want to be women. Literally, can you not read the dictionary definition? Do people not know how to read? The dictionary definition of a homosexual is a man who likes a man who's attracted to a man. If a man is attracted to menstruation, then he's straight. If a man is attracted to cramps and periods, then he's straight. If a man is attracted to lipstick and long hair and fake nails and makeup and a woman stealing your money in the divorce, then he's straight. If a man's attracted to that, then he's straight. Okay, that's not gay. So once again, let's go through this checklist for American men, straight American men, to figure out if your wife, could actually be a dude. So, of course, you could always just ask them flat out, but knowing women, they might not, they might get offended and knock you out. But it is also a way, it's part of the checklist to figure out if the woman you thought was a woman all these years was really a dude. So you could flat out ask your wife, hey honey, I know we built the marriage on trust, but I've been wondering lately, I just want to ask you point blank, are you a dude? Like the husband could, or the boyfriend could just ask the partner as well, flat out. Because a lot of times, the way that these transgenders try to get away with this and try to convince themselves they're not doing anything wrong is by, they feel like they're not lying if they just were never asked the question. Like there's actually transgenders who think that if they just trick the man and deceive the man and fool the man into thinking they're a real woman, and if the man never really asked them, are you a man or are you a woman? Then the transgender feels like, oh, well, they didn't lie. They just were never asked. So it's important to ask this flat out question. And the reaction of the woman or man, the transgender or whatever, if it's a real wife, the reaction is also very telling. So that's the second part of the checklist, to figure out if your wife is a man or not. The third thing that you should do is, I swear, I'm not joking, you should give her an IQ test, or him. Because the IQ test, so this is why. And of course, you'd have to work with a person who administers IQ tests. It's not slam dunk evidence, just like a woman not being able to reproduce is not slam dunk evidence either, because there are biological women that can't reproduce. It could mean she's a guy, but doesn't necessarily mean that she's a guy for sure. But also an IQ test is a subtle way of trying to figure it out, because women typically score, we are real women, score higher in certain areas. So it's definitely counts as circumstantial evidence. If a woman is given a, or a person that you think is a woman that you hope is is a wife that is a real woman, then if they're given an IQ test and they score higher in certain areas that typically real females score higher in, then that is an indication that this could either be a real woman or not. So that's the third thing as part of the checklist to figure out if your wife is really a woman or not, or if it's a man. The next thing that you should do to check to see if your wife is really a woman is go through, okay, how do I say this? Okay, ask her, because you can't obviously just go through, just ask her flat out. Have you ever had any up as your husband, you would need to know, right? So if you're the husband and you need to know to protect the woman, right? You would need to know if she's allergic. If she's allergic to peanut butter, you would need to know, right? If the husband would need to know if the wife's allergic to peanut butter. That is something that the husband would need to know. So you could also ask her, has she ever had a surgery? Get it? Right? Surgery, because she could have had a transgender surgery. So you could ask her, has she ever had a surgery? And if she doesn't want to tell you that what surgeries she's had, it either could mean two things. Maybe she's just a super private person and she doesn't want to tell her husband how many surgeries she's had for what. She doesn't want to tell her husband that she's allergic. But I mean, obviously a husband would need to know if a wife's allergic, right? So it's important also to know if his wife had surgeries for anything, right? I mean, if she has a back problem and something should happen, then he should know, right? He's the husband. So if when you ask her the question, has she ever had surgeries, her answer could be very telling as well. And then there probably are other ways to figure out. Of course, you could give a genetics test, which is probably the best way. But of course, she would have to, or he, whatever it is, would have to consent to it, to the genetics test. Um, but yeah, American men, you should go through this checklist and go through this checklist and figure out if your wife that you thought was a woman all these years is really a dude, which would be really sad and scary to find out.